Welcome back to another episode of Philip Plays. Be sure to tune into the whole episode as I'll put in instructions on where you can get this game I'm reviewing for free. The developer gave me a few key codes so that our viewers could check them out. I'm probably going to throw them up on our Patreon page for you to pull them from there. No contest or anything, just first come, first serve. And our Patreon page is just www.gobrosreview.tv, I think. I'll for sure have the correct link somewhere on the screen around me or in the description down below. So this is a very interesting game. There's not a lot of these in VR. It's called Hoppy Pals, I think. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. I haven't played it today, and I should have wrote down the name, but I'm sure it'll be around me. But it's a very cute game where you play these little cute characters, and so far you're battling pirates that have started to overcome your world, like undead pirates. And what's neat about it is there's not a lot of games on the go where you have kind of a third-person perspective of your character, or really in VR in general, as far as I've played on the go or the Quest. So I have no problem with games that still have a 3D camera view. I'm going to jump right into the game here in just a second. There are some things that I do like about this, and there are some things that I don't like about this. But again, that's just me. You may hate the things I love and love the things I hate. So let's put on the headset and I'll show you where I'm at in the game. I'm to level 10 now, I believe. I totally butchered the name of the game. It is Hoppy Animals, as you can see up there. So one of the first things I love about this game is the artwork. It's really well done. I can't remember if I ever actually did the review or not, but there's this game called Zombie Donuts. It's actually really cute, and it actually is kind of in this style here, like gumdrops and candy. But there was something about, like, there wasn't enough contrast or something, not enough shadows. And although I liked the art style, I just didn't like how it came across on the go. But here I feel like it really works. I love the colors. I love the contrast. It's deep. I love the environment. It's amazing. So I'm on level 11. I'm actually going to be playing as Skippy Mouse. You start out as Hoppy Puppy, and then you play as Leapy Kitty, and now I'm playing as Skippy Mouse for the first time. One thing, because I might not be able to talk about it, I'll be able to talk about it as we jump in. I feel like it's a little loud. Turn down my Go just a little bit. All right, so there's a couple things in this game where the artwork I feel like isn't quite consistent. Now, I do think it's epic. I do think the way that this bird flies in and brings you into the beginning of every level is really epic. But I feel like the basket and even the bird, like the textures don't really match what the rest of the game looks like. But again, that's just being super picky, because ultimately, who cares? Who cares if even it's different artists that created it or if the style doesn't perfectly match? It's still amazing. It's very immersive. This game also has lots of voice acting in it. Some of it good, some of it great. Let's just play it. It's a lot of fun. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of is the controls. But you got to cut developers a little bit of slack on controls a little bit, because the Go controller is very limited. Now I've become to understand this a bit more while I've been trying to develop a game myself. And it's really hard. Now, the basics of just moving your character around is pretty straightforward. Just your thumb around the Go pad. But to jump, you flick your wrist up. So you jump by lifting the Go controller or by rotating the Go controller one way or another, but you can't jump unless you're already moving. That's something I don't really like. I wish I could jump when I'm standing still. So the other thing you do, because the trigger doesn't really get used that much, the trigger is actually used to recenter your camera. Now, I would have loved for the touch button to be used, because even though it's just one button, it can kind of act as four, because you can push near the top, the bottom, the left, the right. You can, even though it's not a specific button from the OVR controller, as a developer, you can tell it to look on a certain part of the axis, and you can have it use that. So I feel like that could have been used for the camera centering or the jumping, because I would have loved to use the trigger for jump, because basically jumping is your attack. So I would love to have my attack on the trigger. That's just my preference. So it's a little bit hard to kind of get into the game just because of that aspect for me, but that does not mean this is a bad game at all. So as you can see, I can run my character all around, and my camera is gone. Okay, I'm sorry, my camera stays in one place where I'm standing. So I'm still here in where I'm at now. That little glowing light just represents my health. All right, so if I want to reposition my camera, boom, now my camera is directly behind the character again. But if I face this way, boom, now my camera's facing the wrong way. So that's not really that big a deal if you want to stand up and play, but most of the time I'm playing this game, I'm playing it sitting down. So sometimes I'll accidentally push the trigger. Um, whenever I'm trying to attack, that's a bit annoying, but it's not that big a deal.
What are you? What do you want? Where am I?
This is a candy round. I'm Skippy Mouse, and I'm an animal scout.
I don't know why I love this so much, but I love the talking bubbles, and I love that they move with me. I just love that so much. I imagine that's just, they coded it to look at the camera. I don't know, but it's cool. This is an example of, the mouse has pretty good voice acting. This pirate, I feel like, isn't great voice acting, but again, that's just being super picky. Kind of being a butt in a way, but that's epic. I mean, look at that right there. That ship coming in, that bat is just, oh, it's so epic. I love that when I first saw that shot coming in. And again, this is like level 11, so this is, you're seeing a little bit into the game. Now, I was a bit confused first playing this level coming in because everything I had attacked up to this point was a pirate, but apparently it's the undead pirates you want to avoid. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to change my camera. There we go. I think I want... Ah! And jump, jump. You can double jump too. Ooh, but it's kind of tough. You can also bounce off of their heads. I'm not doing too good. But, man, it's really hard. And what's nice about this is great for new VR users because you're not going to get motion sick as much because the camera stays in one place. But, man, does it get tough for me to figure out where I'm facing. Alright. I think I want to come over here, turn back, reset my camera. Ah, there's a guy right there. I do kind of like the scale, how the baddies that are humans are quite bigger than the animal characters. And also, like, there's different animal characters that are different sizes too. I need to get closer. So last time I played this, I lost this level because the darn captain died. There's a double jump. Got him. Yes! Don't let him die! Ooh, captain got him. So you don't have to quite get on their heads. You can kind of jump in their face. So I'm going to finish this level, but I'll probably go ahead and cut this part of the video out because you don't need to see me fighting these guys for so long. Alright, so I did beat that level, but I don't want to give away too much of the story. So it's a fun little game. I'm not playing it a whole lot. Really, I got to that level where I was at pretty quickly. I did find a glitch kind of in one of the earlier levels, the first time you play as the cat. But I let the developer know, and he says he's going to work on fixing it. It was no big deal. I just had to start the level over, and I was fine. But it's a really cool little game. I don't know how much it's going to be in the store because I got to try it out for free to do this review, but I'm going to give some of you the opportunity to play for free as well. So be sure to check out www.gobrosreview.tv. That'll take you to our Patreon page, and you don't need to sign up to be a Patreon to grab one of those codes. But hey, even if for just only 1 month you'd be willing to throw $1 our way to become a $1 member Patreon supporter, that would be amazing. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us keep the channel growing. We're also slowly approaching that 500 mark. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. That'll help us out a lot. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you next time on Philip Plays.